Hey guys, Zen here, and let me tell you, Rainbow Six Siege is having one of its largest events in a long time, and there are players just furious at how it's been laid out. Now, for me, there is so much to really get to the root of this issue, and I'm gonna make it as clear as possible for those curious, and I'm also gonna let you know exactly where I stand with it. After that, we're gonna speak on Riot's new extremely invasive practices that have some people concerned, and then review the huge patch that's just landed in Rainbow Six Siege. Let's get it started. But first, guys, R6 Analyst is a free overlay that you guys can download with the link in the description that unlocks a host of features to enhance your Siege experience. As soon as the match begins, a pop-up will appear showing you the best operators to ban based on your opponent's stats. It's called Smart Bans because, well, it helps to make informed decisions to get the upper hand. You'll also find a more detailed scoreboard that shows everything you want to know at a glance. You can see KDs, win ratios, and you'll even find a sus meter here, so you'll never have to guess if Good Buddy is a closet cheater. Of course, everything in the app is customizable, so you're able to set up your keybinds and notifications exactly how you like, and so nothing gets in the way. You'll also get a deep dive into your personal performance metrics, which is an amazing tool to show exactly how you're doing and where you can improve. Now guys, over 100,000 players and growing have downloaded R6 Analyst to increase their knowledge, and it's also the overlay I use myself. And so to get started, just click the first link in the description to download R6 Analyst for free and improve your Siege experience. Thanks to R6 Analyst for sponsoring, and yeah, let's get back to the video. And so the Apocalypse event has been released into Rainbow Six Siege, and for those that don't know, it's a 5v5 match between attackers and defenders. And the goal here is for the defenders to protect the container until the time runs out, or for the attackers to defuse it. But the big difference is that the container itself is movable, and so any defender can choose to pick it up and physically move it around the map, which means it can technically be defused anywhere. It's as if the bomb site is wherever this container is, and so compared to traditional Siege, it's far more dynamic. Attackers also have an ability to activate specific scanner rooms, which will reveal if defenders are in it, and there's also no prep phase, so once the round begins, the attackers are moving in. Now, this capsule that each team is fighting for holds a plant, and there's a bit of a backstory that leads into why, and may also reveal maybe the earliest beginnings of the new co-op game, Rainbow Six Parasite. Hear this. Humanity's reliance on wasteful energy brought the demise of society as we know it. Following an important reactor meltdown, water was contaminated, agricultural crops destroyed, and the air was poisoned. Survivors are few and far between. From those few spared emerges two clans led by fierce leaders. On one side of the battle, the Keepers, a group of hopeful warriors led by the spiritual seer. They hope that humanity can start over and come back better than ever before. On the other side, the Warband, a clan of scavengers roaming the world, never staying in one place for too long. Led by the general, these free spirits have only one thing in mind, taking whatever will ensure their survival. These two clans are after the last plant on Earth, whose radioactive soil holds the capacity for more growth. Whoever has it has the power to regrow life on Earth. Who gets to hold the key to a new beginning after 100 years of worldwide aridity? For an in-game event, other than Outbreak, I think this is the most lore we've ever really seen. Personally, I feel like this is way too specific to be just a one-off thing, and considering Parasite was originally named Quarantine, this sounds very close to what that game was supposed to be all about. But man, the uproar that this event has brought on with the community is a bit mental. Now, as with any event, there are alpha packs that are here to pick up. You'll get gear for 10 ops total, a few weapon skins, a weapon attachment skin, and charms. There's a pretty standard collection to check out, but if you want everything on offer, you're looking at close to 10,000 R6 credits, or what comes out to about $75. It is honestly a boatload of cash, and for some, it's really rubbing the wrong way. For that kind of coin, you can pick up a full-on game, even those pretty next-gen games that retail for $70, or you can of course purchase the full battle pass and the loot in it, or at least make an incredible dent in your progress. Now, one of the biggest reasons I think there's been this response is because the Rick and Morty bundles just dropped, and they're just so dope, and a lot of people like them, but they're $50 for just the two operators and their weapons, and so to now look over here and see another $75 cost is a bit daunting. Look, it's a lot of upfront, and I understand that there are those who are tired of the alpha pack loop, but I think there are three very important facts about this whole thing, and I'm gonna lay it all out. Number one, and to probably no one's surprise, this is what's funding Rainbow Six Siege and keeping the content flowing. Events like this are just critical to the overall health of the game because they introduce new players into a fresh experience that hasn't really ever been done, and also bring old players back to see what's new. If they like it, they'll support it, and for me, that's pretty standard. Number two is that, honestly, I don't think the intent is to shepherd into the entire collection. The majority of players will go for the ops or skins they like out of the packs, and if they get it, great, and if they don't, they finally allowed for each operator to be purchased separately, which means you could just bypass the whole loot pack system. It's like the elites. Sure, you can go wild and pick up every single one that drops as soon as they drop, and who am I kidding? I'm that guy. But most players just pick out their main, and you can do the same thing here now that there's the option. But honestly, for the last point, compared to the last few events, these cosmetics just aren't that exciting. I feel like Ubisoft was just killing it with with these events, like just back-to-back bangers, and the loot was super nice. Mute Protocol, Doctor's Curse, and of course the legendary Outbreak event have cosmetics that people use to this day. And yeah, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, but some of these look super close to like a standard operator skin, and so the incentive isn't fully there. Now, I don't think Maestro with a mohawk will be getting old anytime soon, but I think people just want something a little more vibrant. Now, as for gameplay, it is fun. It isn't teleporting operators, but the round moves fast, and the mobile objective is an interesting take. And so for the first big event of year 6, I think what's here is alright. The lore is cool, and if it does have a tie-in to Parasite, I think it sweetens the pot even more. The gameplay and map are pretty standard, and yes, there's packs. When you add the Battle Pass, Elites, and then event gear on top of it all, it is a pretty big mountain, but because it is all ultimately 100% cosmetic, you could just pick up Rainbow Six Siege on sale for $10 and never bother with any of it. For me, I'm playing the event as is and going for the Gridlock set because I think this is probably her best yet, and I'm looking out for a Parasite trailer. Next up is a big update coming out of Riot Games, the creators of Valorant, because they're actually going to be recording voice chat to counter toxicity as a part of their new terms of service. This is a pretty big deal because there's the potential for you to be banned if it comes out that you've been toxic, and there are some very strong opinions on this. For one, Riot has been known to take the competitive nature of their game very seriously. You can't even play Valorant without giving their anti-cheat administrative level access to your computer so that it can scan every single one of your files looking for a hack. Now, they're coming for the community and attempting to clean it up in one of the most invasive ways possible by recording your in-game voice chat and using it as a tool to push you out if there's toxicity. So I won't pretend to be totally against this because honestly guys, if there's one thing our generation will be known for is the level some players will go just to be rotten in game. These games are ultra competitive now, and I understand the passionate ones that want to give constructive criticism or want to lead you to make better decisions or whatever, but the ones that just make everyone's life in the lobby a nightmare are the ones that have the biggest effect. In Siege, all we really have is a single report button, and if you really want to take it a step further, you can record them and send in a support ticket. But most of the time, toxicity gets sent into a void of the unknown and never gets handled. Now, this could have a rippling effect where other game devs start pushing for similar policies, and if it makes for a healthier environment, then they've succeeded ultimately. But there is a privacy concern here, if for nothing else, and so I get it. It is a bit much. And then lastly here, guys, is patch 1.3. A lot of you guys have been asking for my thoughts, and especially with Jaeger, and so here it goes. Jackal for me is basically unchanged. The C7E still feels powerful, and I haven't really noticed him being banned any less. Now, my stack has been really happy with the Ace and Thermite change because it gives Thermite a little more usability with the smokes, and Ace fully countering the Mira is honestly a big buff. But yeah, you definitely feel it with Jaeger. He's not broken or dead or anything, but you feel the change to the recoil with the 416, and at least for me, it's night and day, but even so, it'll make no difference. Every match, every round, Jaeger will still be there because his utility is completely unmatched. He is essential, but the lethality has been toned back a bit, and so it helps to even things out, and playing against him shouldn't be quite as deadly. And that's it for our video today, guys. If you enjoyed it, drop a like and leave your thoughts on everything we discussed here. Get your notifications turned on, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Hey, I'm out.